Hey there, welcome back to True North Reviews. My name is Ryan, and today we're doing an episode of Hot and Cold. This is a series I like to do where I talk about the best and worst music that was released over the past week. Specifically for this episode, we'll be looking at any songs put out between April 14th and April 20th, 2019. As per usual, the songs will be linked down in the description, so if you want to check out any of these songs, they will be down there. And if you notice a song or two is missing, feel free to let me know, and let's start with the best tracks of the week. So first up, we have a new single from Injury Reserve. This one's called Corona and Lime. I really like this one. It sounds like it's got some original beats going for it. Very unique, and we get some crumpling and screechy kind of production. The flows are also very inventive, and I feel like the bars are pretty funny. We get some references to Best Buy and TED Talks, and it's just downright hysterical. Moving on from there, Straight to Hell by Hollerado. This is in support of their new album, which now has a release date and a title for the album, so it's going to be coming out June 7th, and the album's going to be titled Retaliation Vacation. More about the song Straight to Hell, though. This one is a very sweet acoustic guitar kind of ballad. We get some shakers, some nice warm brass instrumentation that adds some nice touches to the track. Moving on from there, another single has been released from Foxygen. This one's called Work. This one's got like an industrial kind of new wave sound to it. It sounds like something Depeche Mode would put out. I really enjoy the drills and the hammers. They're pretty interesting, and I feel like the melody's pretty sticky too. Next up, Modest Mouse has seen fit to put out another single. This one is called I'm Still Here. This one's very short. It's like this garage rock kind of song. The guitar riff, it has like this loud, biting kind of crunch to it. It's got like this hard rock variation to Gloria by Patti Smith. And then we get like this call and response melody that's something like the Black Keys would do. And as much as I didn't enjoy the last Modest Mouse single, I feel like this one is more well suited for the band, and it's pretty short, straight to the point, and it's just fun all around. Mavis Staples has released her second single for her new album that's coming out. This one's called Anytime. This one's got a nice groove, some soulful guitar. They really gel well together, and then Mavis's vocals are pretty dominant. They're pretty assertive, and it's a good track. For this next song, I feel a little guilty for putting it on tracks, but it's by Madonna. It's her new single featuring Maluma. This one is called Medellin. This one's generic Latin pop, and it's definitely a guilty pleasure. We get some like ASMR kind of vocal style delivery from Madonna. Like, she's just barely getting picked up with that microphone. She's just whispering so softly. When I initially heard this song, I thought the line exchanges between Madonna and Maluma were pretty awkward, and they are kind of lacking this chemistry between one another, but I still feel that way to this day a little bit. I still feel like it's a song that has dance appeal to it, and I'll probably regret saying this, but it's the catchiest Latin pop single since Despacito. And by the way, that doesn't mean that it's a great song, it just means that it's catchy. Rounding out the hot tracks this week, we have a new single from Rae Jepsen. This one is entitled Julianne. This one's an ode to Julianne Baker, the singer-songwriter. It's very sweet, and Julia actually tweeted back at Carly to say that she feels kind of indebted to her, almost like she has to write her own song in return. I didn't really care much for the first two singles for this new album from Carly. I love the synth pop feel and the new wave kind of influence of this new track, though, and the synthesizers are quite encapsulating. The bass is infectious as well. Now moving on to the middle of the road tracks this week, we only have the one. This one's from Catfish and the Bottlemen. This one's an okay track. We get some nice descending guitar chord progression in the pre-chorus there. The guitar is pretty stagnant, though. I feel like it doesn't really switch anything up for the rest of the track, and we've been getting a few of these singles that really just play the same kind of guitar rhythm over and over again, so it's starting to get to that point where it's becoming indistinguishable with those other singles. I still, however, am looking forward to the album dropping on April 26th from Catfish and the Bottlemen, so I will be reviewing that. Now onto the cold tracks of the week. These are definitely the worst songs I heard. Kicking that off, we have Lil Dicky. This one is called Earth, and my goodness, this has got to be the worst song of the year. In fact, it could almost be the cringiest song of the decade. Like, seriously, this song is a mess for every kind of musical aspect to it. Structurally, it tries jamming in as many chart-topping artists from the past 5 years as possible. We get like a good 30 of them. We get like Ed Sheeran, Ariana Grande, Shawn Mendes. It's really just the who's who. We get Halsey, we get Miley Cyrus, the list just goes on and on. I don't get it though. This track is kind of going for like this humorous kind of appeal. We get all these singers saying about one line each, and they're just saying how they're a bunch of animals, like, oh, I'm a squirrel, I'm a giraffe. I feel like the message is really clouded, and it misses the mark completely. Like, it's going for this great initiative of saving the earth and saying that we love the earth, but I feel like it mentions too many sex references for me to actually understand like what the actual goal or kind of ways that we're going to combat climate change are. Like, I just don't know what they're trying to propose in this song. Is it just like, okay, we're gonna have a bunch of sex, or is it we're gonna save the planet? There's so many people on this track. I can't get over this. It's still bothering me. I haven't heard this many vocal features on a song since that remix of Kanon's Waving Flag back in like the late 2000s. But yeah, overall the song is just a mess. The singing is horrendous. It doesn't even work as a humorous track. I feel bad for everyone included. I don't even know how Lil Dicky got even half of these artists, because he's one of the worst rappers in the game right now, and congratulations to him for writing the most just atrocious song. Definitely a contender for the worst song of the year, maybe just the worst song in a while. I don't know how I can really finish this video after just talking about that one for quite a while, but Beck, he has a new single out. It's called Saw Lightning. I already did a full-length review of this on the channel, so if you want to check that out, you'll see more in-depth kind of thoughts there. But we get some production from Pharrell Williams on here. In my opinion, I feel like he just ruins the track. The instrumental is pretty basic and the structure is rigid. I will say that the twangy country guitars are probably the best part of the song, but in no way can save this track. It's just horrible. Moving on from there, Slide by French Montana featuring Blueface and TJ. This one's generic. It's run-of-the-mill trap rap for the club. The refrain is horrendous. It's so repetitive, and Blueface is about the only saving grace to the track, but it happens like he comes on the song at the very last like leg of it, and it doesn't even make it worthwhile in sitting through that first like 2.5 minutes just to really get there. Moving on from there, Kygo and Rita Ora have put out a new single. This one's called Karrion. This is EDM that is so bland and plain, I could probably taste more flavor in water. The vocal performance on here will put you to sleep. I think Rita Ora has been putting out way too many of these songs that will just make you just snooze. And to make matters worse, I feel like Kygo's beat drop is just so lifeless. It's so generic. So boring. Last couple of tracks this week, we have Remember You Young by Thomas Rhett. As a country artist, this is like this power country ballad complete with the millennial whoop. And yeah, just is drab. Rounding out this week, we have Power is Power by The Weeknd, SZA, and Travis Scott. This one is a laughable mess. I feel like it just tries to rekindle this magic that they had going on the Black Panther soundtrack, but it's a definite miss in my opinion. SZA's vocals, at least within the first 2 lines, so atrociously ear-piercing. I don't see the appeal. The Weeknd basically just phones it in with a pretty conventional verse and over-the-top kind of hook. And then we get Travis, who just feels very out of place. It's kind of like the song is just a cash grab for what it's going for. I mean, this is Game of Thrones final season soundtrack here. It's just trying so hard to be edgy, like the show being dramatic. It's lackluster TV soundtrack at best. So, that's Hot and Cold for this week. Sound off down below in the comments. Let me know what you think of these songs. Tell me if there was anything I missed. Tell me if there's anything you want me to check out in future episodes when they do come out. I will check them out. Yeah. Sound off down below, as I said. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new in town. And thanks for watching, and as always, have a rockin' day.